He just wanted a bed for the night, but the alien women had plans for the last human around. The Outer Rim outpost called Viral Station was the kind of place where nothing ever changed. The winds were dry, the streets were empty, and the nights were so quiet that even the neon lights seemed tired. Locals joked that the dust had more personality than the people. But all of that shifted the night a lone human stepped out of the desert fog, carrying a worn travel case and the look of someone who had been running from exhaustion itself. His name was Jace Rowan, the last human anyone had seen in this sector in over a decade. He wasn't searching for adventure. He wasn't searching for trouble. All he wanted was a safe spot to rest, a roof, a quiet corner, and something that didn't smell like machine oil or stale heat. For weeks he had drifted between settlements where humans were treated like myths, curiosities, or problem magnets. Viral Station was supposed to be a simple stop. Nothing more. But Jace knew he was already unlucky the moment he crossed into town. Every alien he passed paused just a little too long to stare at him. Their eyes followed him the way someone watched a rare creature wandering too close. Their whispering wasn't loud, but it didn't need to be. He felt every word on his skin. Still, Jace pressed forward. He just needed one night. One night of real sleep. When he finally spotted the glowing sign marked Rest Bay Lodge, he almost laughed in relief. The building was round, smooth, and covered in pale blue lights that flickered like they couldn't decide whether they wanted to stay alive or fade out completely. He stepped up to the entrance, pushed the door, and felt a wave of warm air roll over him, strangely warm, almost like a breath. Inside, the lobby was too quiet, too empty, too expectant. "Hello?" Jace called out, trying to sound casual. "I just need a room. One night." His voice bounced back at him like the walls were listening. He set his case down, rubbed his neck, and sighed. He'd slept on worse floors. If no one showed up, he'd take the corner and deal with it. But before he could settle into hopelessness, a soft whisper drifted out from deeper inside the lodge. He arrived. Jace froze. Another voice followed, gentle, excited, and undeniably female. The human, he actually came here. Light footsteps echoed from the hallway. Too light. Too quick. Jace's stomach twisted. Every settlement in this region had alien customs, alien instincts, alien expectations, especially toward humans. He had learned the hard way that curiosity often came with strings attached. Two figures stepped out from the shadowed hall. Their movements were smooth and graceful, almost floating. Their skin carried faint glowing lines that pulsed like living circuits beneath the surface. The taller one approached first. She had sharp, bright eyes and a calm expression that somehow made Jace straighten his back. Her name, when she spoke it, carried a soft chime. "I am Ryla, caretaker of this lodge," she said, studying him with slow interest. "You are human. A rare visitor in our district." Jace nodded. "Yeah. Just passing through. I only need a bed. That's all." The shorter one stepped beside Ryla, her voice bright with excitement. "He's really the only one," she whispered. "Ryla, we should report this." "We will," Ryla answered, though her focus never left Jace. "But first, we handle him." "Handle?" Jace repeated, raising a brow. "I can handle myself. I just need sleep." The two exchanged a look that made his pulse kick. Ryla stepped closer, and Jace stepped back until he felt the curved wall press behind him. Her tone stayed soft, but deliberate. "We can give you a room," she said. "But here, rooms come with obligations." Jace's eyes narrowed. "Obligations?" The younger one grinned. "He really doesn't know the custom, does he?" Jace swallowed. "What custom?" Ryla lifted her hand, stopping inches before touching him. The air between them warmed. "In our culture," she said slowly, "a male who seeks shelter must accept supervision during the night." "Supervision?" To ensure you adjust to our environment, Ryla explained gently. Jace blinked hard. Adjust? It's a bed. How hard can it be to? He stopped when the floor under him gave a soft, warm pulse. Ryla's eyes shimmered. The lodge has already sensed you, she murmured. It reacts strongly to humans. The lights brightened around him. The walls hummed. The air grew thicker, warmer, almost eager. Jace's breath caught. He had walked into the wrong place. Or maybe the right place. A place that was watching him. A place that wanted something. And the night was only just beginning. Jace followed Ryla down the curved hallway, the younger one, Nira, practically bouncing behind him like she might explode if she didn't ask 100 questions at once. The deeper they went, the stranger the lodge felt. The walls didn't just glow, they shifted, faint ripples running through the surface like they were reacting to footsteps. Or breathing. Or him. He kept telling himself it was fine. Alien tech was weird, but not dangerous. Probably. But when the door behind them slid shut with a slow, satisfied hum, almost like something exhaled, Jace felt a shiver crawl up his spine. Ryla stopped at a rounded doorway. This will be your resting chamber, she announced softly. The door didn't swing open. It unfolded, peeling back like woven fabric responding to her touch. Jace stared, uneasy. It used to be a machine, right? He asked. Not alive. Ryla offered a calm half-smile. It is a hybrid construction. Sensitive. Attentive. That's one way to say it, Nira mumbled with a grin. Inside, the room glowed with warm amber light that danced along the walls like drifting fireflies. The bed wasn't a bed at all, it was a smooth, bowl-shaped platform grown directly from the floor, its surface pulsing softly like a calm heartbeat. The second Jace stepped inside, the light brightened around him. The temperature rose by several degrees. A subtle wave of warm air brushed across his arms like invisible fingers checking his condition. He froze. Okay, why is the room greeting me? Nira leaned in behind him. Because it likes your energy. My what? Your energy, she repeated, tapping her forehead like it was the most obvious thing in the world. You humans give off a different pattern. The lodge has never read someone like you. Read? Jace echoed. It's reading me. Ryla stepped forward, placing a folded piece of shimmering cloth on the bed. Do not be alarmed. It is simply calibrating. Your body temperature. Your breathing rate. Your tension points. She paused, watching him with quiet certainty. Especially your tension. Tension. Jace laughed nervously. I'm not tense. The bed surface rippled as if disagreeing. Nira laughed. It can tell when you lie, human. I'm not lying. A sudden warm pulse lifted the bed slightly at the center, adjusting its shape to match where he had been standing a moment earlier. Jace took one step back. The bed shifted again, mirroring him like a pet eager to follow. Okay, no, he muttered. Nope. Too close. Ryla placed her hand gently on the surface. The bed relaxed instantly, sinking back to its normal shape. It reacts to strong signals, she explained. Your stress level is high. Your heartbeat elevated. I wonder why, Jace muttered. Nira circled the room, brushing her fingers along the walls. Each touch made the surface glow brighter. It's learning him fast, she said with excitement. Faster than it ever learned anyone else. Why? Because you're human, she whispered, almost reverent. And humans resonate differently. Before Jace could ask what resonate meant, the door sealed itself behind them with a soft thrum that vibrated through the floor. The room suddenly seemed smaller. He cleared his throat. Okay, thanks for the hospitality, really. But I'm good sleeping alone. Totally fine. No help needed. Silence. Ryla turned to him with that same calm seriousness. You misunderstand. You cannot sleep alone. Jace stared at her. Why not? Nira practically burst with excitement. Because the room might overreact. Ryla shot her a warning look, then turned back to him. Human physiology is unfamiliar to the Lodge. If left unsupervised, it may attempt to stabilize you in intrusive ways. Jace blinked. Intrusive? Nira lifted a hand like she was raising it in class. It might try to wrap around you. Wrap around me. Gently, Ryla corrected. That doesn't make it better, Jace said. Ryla stepped closer. The Lodge senses stress. It believes closeness provides safety. If you react strongly, it may increase pressure, warmth, or contact. Not out of harm. Out of misunderstanding. So, Jace said slowly, you're saying if I sleep alone, the room might try to hug me? Nira nodded proudly. Exactly. This is insane, Jace whispered. Ryla placed a hand near his shoulder, not touching, but anchoring him with her steady presence. It is our duty to stay with guests who cause strong reactions. We stay to guide the room. To calm it. Jace swallowed hard. Both of you? We have not decided, Ryla replied. Nira beamed. I vote me. You do not vote, Ryla said flatly. Jace took a cautious breath. The bed shifted again. A soft breeze brushed his neck. The walls pulsed like they were listening. He rubbed his temples. I just wanted sleep. Why does everything have to react to me? Ryla's expression softened, just slightly. Because, Jace Rowan, the Lodge has already begun bonding to you. The light around him brightened in response, warm, eager, unmistakably aware. And Jace realized something unsettling. The room wasn't done with him. Not even close. Jace tried to sit at the edge of the round bed, but the moment he lowered himself, the surface rose gently to meet him, too gently, like a creature making space for something precious. A warm wave rippled beneath him, supporting his back, adjusting its shape as if it already knew where his spine ached. Ryla noticed immediately. She always did. The Lodge is reacting again, she murmured. It reacts too much, Jace muttered, gripping the bed's edge. This thing is practically breathing. It senses your nerves, Nira said, stepping closer with bright curiosity. It likes calming people. Especially males. I don't need calming, he insisted. The bed rippled again, disagreeing. The walls shifted with a soft glow that traveled like slow lightning along the curves. Tiny flecks of light scattered across the ceiling, forming drifting patterns that swayed in time with his breathing. Even the air felt alive, brushing over his hair like a warm breeze released by a sleeping giant. Ryla crouched beside him, hands folded calmly. You must understand something important, Jace Rowan. The Lodge does not think in words. It reads emotion. Heartbeat. Tension. It reacts to what your body says, not what your mouth says. My body isn't saying anything, he protested. Nira snorted. It's yelling. Jace opened his mouth to argue, but the room hummed again with a deep, low resonance that vibrated under his feet. The walls warmed. The bed curled around his hips just slightly, lifting him an inch as if encouraging him to lie back. He shot upright immediately. Nope. No. Not happening. Don't do that. Ryla rested a steadying hand against the bed surface. The platform softened instantly, flattening itself like an obedient animal. Calm, she told it softly. He is not ready. The glow faded, settling into a softer warmth. Jace stared at her hand. You can talk to it. In a way, she said. The Lodge listens to authority. To presence. Her eyes met his. To confidence. Nira hopped up beside him on the bed, uninvited. The bed rose under her too, reacting to her weight with lazy curiosity. "It really wants to hold you," she said cheerfully. "Like, really badly." "That's disturbing," Jace said flatly. "Comforting," Nira corrected. "Disturbing," he repeated. Ryla lifted her head slightly, expression growing serious. "Jace, the lodge is not misbehaving. It is bonding. This is rare." Jace rubbed his forehead. "Yeah, I noticed." "No," she said, voice quiet but firm. "You do not understand. Bonding is selective. The lodge does not bond with everyone. Only with individuals who carry unusual patterns. Strong patterns." "What patterns?" he asked. Nira leaned forward until her glowing freckles were inches from his face. "Your heartbeat. It's different. Humans have strange rhythms. Fast. Warm. Focused." Jace blinked. "My heartbeat is normal." "For a human," she corrected. "Not for the lodge." Another pulse rolled through the floor, gentle but unmistakable. The lights drifted in a circular pattern above him, mimicking the rise and fall of his chest. Ryla stood slowly. "You asked earlier why you cannot sleep alone." "I didn't ask. I begged," Jace corrected. "Then I will answer," she continued calmly. "When the lodge bonds to someone, it becomes protective. Very protective." "How protective?" he asked carefully. Nira grinned. "The last time this happened, it pulled 3 caretakers into one room because the guest tried to leave." "It what?" Jace choked. Ryla shot Nira a look. "That was an older lodge in a different region. And the guest was panicking intentionally." She turned back to Jace. "If we remain with you, the lodge will stay balanced. If we leave you alone, it may attempt to keep you grounded by force." "Force is like?" Jace prompted, bracing for the worst. "Warmth," Ryla said. "Pressure," Nira added. "Encirclement," Ryla finished. Jace stared at the glowing walls. "Encirclement? As in, wrapped?" Nira nodded eagerly. "Like a blanket. A warm, living blanket." Jace raised both hands. "No. No wrapping. Absolutely not." The room hummed again, louder this time, responding to his rising heartbeat. The air thickened, the temperature spiked, and the bed curved protectively toward his sides. Ryla placed both palms on the wall and spoke firmly. "Ease." The lodge calmed immediately, light softening, warmth fading back to normal. She turned to Jace, her voice gentler now. "You see? It reacts to every emotion you release. That is why you must not be alone tonight." Nira slid her legs over the bed's edge, swinging them excitedly. "So, who stays with him? Me or you?" Jace groaned. "Can we not decide that right now?" But the walls brightened again at Ryla's presence, golden, gentle, steady. Nira gasped. "It's choosing." Ryla exhaled slowly. "Yes. It seems the lodge prefers me." Jace looked from Ryla to the glowing walls, to the pulsing bed beneath him. He wasn't sure if he should feel relieved or terrified. But one thing was clear. The lodge was not just reacting to him. It was claiming him. The glow in the walls refused to settle. Every few seconds, a soft pulse drifted across the room, as if the lodge were quietly breathing with Jace. Every breath he took, every twitch, every flicker of hesitation, came back to him in the form of warm ripples under his feet or shifting lights overhead. It was like standing inside a living heart. Ryla noticed the smallest changes first. She always did. "The lodge is still reading you," she murmured, stepping closer to one of the glowing panels. Her fingertips hovered an inch from the wall, and the surface brightened instinctively, drawn to her calm presence. Nira, who had absolutely no concept of boundaries, pressed her face near Jace's shoulder. It's obsessed with him, she whispered loudly. It's never this responsive. Never. I can hear you, Jace muttered, rubbing his temples. Good, Nira chirped. Then you know how special you are. Special isn't the word I'd use, he said. The bed curved again beneath him, lifting at the edges in a gentle cradling shape. Jace reacted instantly, he scooted back like the platform was trying to swallow him whole. Nope. Don't do that. Stop doing that. The lodge hummed, an apologetic sound, if that was even possible. The bed flattened. The room cooled. The lights dimmed just slightly. Ryla turned toward him. It's trying to reassure you. By hugging me, he snapped. Yes, she said honestly. Jace stared. I don't want that kind of reassurance. Nira raised her hand like she was making an announcement. That's why one of us has to stay with you for the night. So the lodge won't overwhelm you. That word again, Jace muttered. Overwhelm. Why is that the only word anyone uses around here? Ryla stepped closer. Because it is the truth. The walls pulsed again at the sound of her voice. The glow around her was different, steady, smooth, controlled. When Nira neared the walls, the lights flickered wildly like sparks. When Ryla approached, they softened into calm waves. Jace noticed. It listens to you more. Ryla nodded once. It trusts me. Nira pouted. It trusts me too. It tolerates you, Ryla corrected. That's still trust, Nira argued, crossing her arms. No, Ryla said simply. Their bickering made the room flicker as if amused or confused, Jace couldn't tell. He looked around nervously. Is it, reacting to your argument? Nira nodded. It reflects the strongest emotions in the room. Fantastic, Jace muttered. I'm trapped in a mood lamp. He stood up, pacing slowly. The floor warmed under each step, matching the rhythm of his heartbeat. Lights shifted in soft waves beneath him, following him like a loyal animal. Stop following me, he said under his breath. The floor brightened, following him more. Ryla finally stepped in front of him, placing a hand gently on his chest to halt him. The moment she touched him, the entire room exhaled, lights dimmed to warm amber, the temperature steadied, the bed sank into a calm resting shape. It was like flipping a switch. Jace blinked. What was that? Ryla didn't move her hand. The lodge responds to calm stimuli. It recognizes mine. Through me, it recognizes you. So when you touch me, he swallowed, the whole room relaxes. Yes. Nira snapped her fingers. See? I told you she should stay with you. I didn't ask her to stay, Jace said quickly. You don't have a choice, Nira replied cheerfully. Ryla gave a slow, steady breath, removing her hand from Jace's chest. The moment her skin left his shirt, the lights brightened again, and the air thickened with warm pressure. Jace flinched. Okay, put your hand back. Ryla raised a brow. Are you asking me to? I'm asking for, whatever keeps the room from doing that, he said, waving at the lights as they pulsed too fast. She stepped forward again, touching his forearm this time, gentle, careful. Instantly, the lodge calmed. Jace exhaled shakily. Why me, he whispered. Why is it doing all this to me? Ryla's expression softened. Because your presence stirs something old in the lodge. Humans carry a kind of energy our dwellings were never meant to handle alone. The lodge seeks to understand you, and protect you. Protect me from what? Jace whispered. Nira hopped onto the bed, flopping backward. The bed immediately shaped around her, supporting her weight. From yourself, she said casually. Your stress is like lightning. Powerful. Sharp. The lodge can feel it. Jace swallowed. And if you two weren't here? Ryla answered, voice quiet. It would try to comfort you. Contain you. Hold you. Until it believed you were safe. Jace stared at her. Hold me. Nira nodded. Tightly. Nope, Jace said immediately. Absolutely not. But the lights pulsed again, gentle, warm, eager. The lodge disagreed. And as Jace stood there, the walls brightening around him like a silent embrace waiting to happen, he realized the truth. The lodge wasn't waiting for the night to start. It was waiting for him to surrender to it. The room grew quieter, but not calmer. The silence felt thick, like the lodge was holding its breath, waiting for Jace to finally stop fighting the invisible pull he brought into the space. Every glowing panel tilted toward him in faint, almost shy angles, like they were trying to learn his shape by watching alone. Ryla stepped closer to the center of the room, her presence gently grounding everything around her. The walls softened their glow at once, responding to her with obedient calm. It's becoming more intense, she murmured, worry just barely touching her voice. I noticed, Jace replied, hugging his arms around his torso. Every time I blink, the room tries something new. Nira, sitting cross-legged on the curved bed, laughed lightly. That's because you keep resisting. I'm not resisting, Jace snapped. I'm observing. You're resisting, Ryla said plainly. He opened his mouth, ready to argue again, but the room pulsed warm in agreement with her. Great, Jace muttered. Even the furniture is calling me out. The floor beneath him shifted suddenly, just a small lift under his heels, like the lodge wanted him to move left. He froze. Ryla. It's nudging me. Step back, she instructed gently. He did. The floor rippled, adjusting once again under his new position as if it were satisfied. Like it had chosen where he should stand. Nira grinned. It's mapping your posture now. Why? Jace demanded. Why does it need to know where my feet go? To stabilize you, Ryla answered. It senses you're unsettled, and it prepares to support you if you fall. I'm not going to fall, he snapped. The room pulsed again, almost disbelieving. Jace dragged both hands through his hair. I can't stay here. This room, this entire lodge, it's too much. Before Ryla could reply, the door sealed shut with a low, vibrating hum. Not locked, just firm. The surface tightened slightly, like a muscle flexing. Jace paled. Did that door just react? Nira raised a hand eagerly. Oh, yes. That means it has fully switched to containment mode. Containment? Jace blurted. Ryla shot Nira a glare. We call it retention. It does not want you leaving until your state is stable. Well, my state is absolutely worse now. Jace cried. The lights brightened in alarm at his rising heartbeat. The air warmed like a blanket suddenly unfurled. The bed rose a few inches, curving in an unmistakable invitation. The walls trembled faintly with eager concern. The lodge was reacting too fast. Too strongly. Ryla approached him immediately, her calm expression shifting into something more serious. Jace. Listen to me carefully. Take one slow breath. He tried. He genuinely tried. But the second he inhaled, the lodge inhaled with him, light swelling, warmth increasing, the floor almost lifting toward him. I don't think it wants me breathing either, he whispered. It wants you resting, Ryla corrected. You are tired. Your body is sending that signal loudly. And that means trapping me. Nira chimed in, kicking her feet. Only gently. Ryla gave her a sharp look, then turned back to Jace. You must sit. Now. Before the lodge escalates further. Jace hesitated, just 1 second. It was 1 second too long. A warm current swept under his legs, rising like a soft push. Not forceful, but firm. The lodge was encouraging him to sit, no, insisting. He stumbled forward. Ryla caught his arm, guiding him onto the bed. The bed shaped itself instantly to his body, lifting under his back, cupping his sides, forming a cradle so perfectly molded he felt it adjust to the curve of his spine. The warmth seeped into his shoulders, easing a tension he hadn't realized he held. He tensed again instantly. Ryla, it's hugging me. It is supporting you, she corrected, voice gentle but firm. I don't need support. The lights pulsed softly. Disbelieving. Neera snorted. It disagrees. Jace tried to shift, but the bed followed, curving with his movement like a warm tide. Every escape attempt was met with a subtle counter shift, guiding him, supporting him, refusing to let him slip out of its hold. Ryla, he whispered, this thing is alive. No, she said calmly. It is responsive. That is all. It's breathing. It is matching your breathing. That's worse. The wall behind him vibrated with a deep, resonant hum, almost soothing. Almost tender. Ryla placed a steady hand on his shoulder. Jace Rowan, the lodge is not attacking you. It is caring for you. It believes you need rest. I don't need. The bed tightened slightly around his ribs in a gentle, comforting press. He froze. Ryla. Why is it squeezing me? Neera raised her hand again. To reduce stress. Lodge logic. Ryla sat beside him, laying her palm over the glowing surface. Ease, she whispered. The bed loosened at once. It listens to her, Jace muttered, staring at Ryla like she was some kind of alien whisperer. It will keep listening, she said, her voice steady. If I stay close. Jace swallowed hard. And if you don't? Ryla's answer came without hesitation. Then the lodge will hold you. All night. Until dawn. The room dimmed to a warm amber, the atmosphere thick with expectation. Neera flopped onto her stomach beside him. So, who's staying? Ryla didn't look away from Jace's eyes. I think the lodge has already chosen. The lights around them brightened, soft, golden, possessive. And in that moment, Jace realized. He was no longer the one making decisions. The lodge was. The room no longer behaved like a place. It behaved like a presence, an enormous, silent mind watching every twitch of Jace's fingers and every flicker of doubt behind his eyes. Every breath he took sent a soft shimmer across the walls, and every spike in his heartbeat made the lights brighten as if the lodge were leaning toward him. Ryla remained close at his side, her calm expression the only thing keeping the room from swallowing him whole. Neera sat cross-legged on the floor, elbows on her knees, chin in her hands, watching the entire process like she was observing a rare animal being tamed. This is too much, Jace whispered. The lodge pulsed in answer, warmth blooming under his back in a slow, rolling wave. Neera smirked. It disagrees with you again. Stop saying that, he muttered. But she wasn't wrong. The bed molded itself more tightly around him, creating a comfortable cradle that felt dangerously close to a trap. His arms sank into the soft surface, which shifted like warm sand beneath the skin but held his weight like solid memory foam. Ryla placed her palm on his forearm. Instantly, the room steadied. The pulsing slowed. The heat eased. The walls dimmed to a gentle amber. Jace let out a shaking breath. You're like its off switch. Correction, Neera said. She's its owner's manual. Ryla ignored her sister and leaned closer. Listen carefully, Jace. The lodge is not hostile. It is confused. Your emotional signals overwhelm it, so it responds with complete dedication. He stared at her. Complete dedication. That usually comes from people, not buildings. Ryla gave a small nod. Here, dwellings are built with biological components. They feel in ways you may not recognize. So this thing feels things. It responds to needs, she answered simply. I don't need anything, he insisted. The lights flared bright blue, clearly disagreeing. Nira giggled. Wow. It really loves telling you you're wrong. The bed shifted again beneath him, a gentle tightening at his ribs as if checking whether his breathing remained steady. Jace stiffened instantly. Ryla. It's hugging me again. It is regulating your breath. That doesn't make it better. Ryla placed her hand over the glowing bed surface and whispered. Ease. The bed released him slightly, but not all the way. It cradled him just enough to keep him still, like a mother refusing to let go of a restless child. Why won't it let me move? Jace asked, trying not to sound panicked. Because, Ryla said, you are more unsettled now than when you arrived. The lodge will not risk you collapsing or panicking further. I am not panicking. The walls brightened in immediate contradiction. Nira burst out laughing. Please, Jace. Even the architecture thinks you're panicking. He would have argued, but the warmth climbing up his back distracted him. It moved like soft fingers. Not threatening. Not cold. Just, attentive. Too attentive. He whispered, Ryla, it's touching my spine. Yes, she said softly. It is easing tension. I don't have tension. You have enough tension to vibrate, Nira said. The lodge pulsed again, almost amused. Ryla slid closer, her presence grounding the room. Jace, you must stop fighting every sensation. You are making the lodge work harder. He stared at her, breath shallow. I'm scared to relax. Every time I relax even a little, the room reacts. Yes, she answered calmly. Because your relaxation signals vulnerability, which the lodge interprets as a request for protection. That is the exact opposite of what I want. Nira kicked her legs playfully. This is why the lodge wants her to stay. You're too difficult. I'm not difficult, Jace muttered, just as the bed lifted him half an inch higher, like it wanted him reclining completely. Ryla placed both hands on the bed. Not yet, she whispered to it. The platform stilled reluctantly. Jace swallowed. So, what happens if I fall asleep? Does it do this all night? Ryla hesitated. That alone was terrifying. What? He demanded. Tell me. She took a long quiet breath. Once you sleep, the lodge will try to fully stabilize your emotional state. In English, he said. It will hold you more closely, she explained. Your heartbeat will drop. Your breathing will slow. It will try to protect you with warmth and pressure. Pressure, he repeated weakly. The gentle kind, she assured him. But constant. Nira leaned closer. Basically, it becomes a giant weighted blanket. I don't want that. The walls hummed, a low, mournful sound. Ryla touched his wrist, calming everything instantly. You cannot fight it alone, Jace. That is why I am staying. He met her eyes. Soft. Steady. Almost glowing under the warm light. And if you don't? Ryla spoke the truth plainly. Then the lodge will assume full responsibility for your stability. And you will not be able to move until morning. Jace's breath hitched. You mean, trapped? Comforted, Nira corrected with a grin. Trapped, Jace repeated firmly. Ryla lifted his hand gently, placing it on the warm surface of the bed. The lodge reacted instantly, glow softening, warmth shifting into a calm neutral. You see, she whispered. With guidance, it behaves. He felt the tension in his chest ease just a little. Not because of the lodge. Because of her. But then Nira spoke again. So, who's actually sleeping next to him? Ryla didn't answer immediately. The lodge answered for her, lights blooming warmly around Ryla's silhouette, the glow forming a soft halo of trust and preference. Jace felt the truth settle deep in his stomach. The lodge didn't just want someone beside him. It wanted her. And it wasn't going to let the night pass without getting what it wanted. The room had settled into a quiet rhythm, soft light, warm air, a low hum moving through the walls like a steady heartbeat. But beneath that gentle calm, something else stirred. The lodge wasn't done. It wasn't even close. The atmosphere felt like the pause before a storm, the breath before a confession. Ryla sat at Jace's side, her posture steady, her eyes following each shift in the room. Nira lounged on the floor, legs crossed, watching the two of them with restless excitement. She could feel it too, the pressure in the air, the tension in the glow, the unspoken decision forming around them. The lodge had chosen. Jace just didn't know what that meant yet. Ryla turned to him, her voice soft but unyielding. "It is almost time." Jace stiffened immediately. "Time for what?" "Because every time you say that, something weird happens." Nira raised a finger like she was giving a lecture. "It's time for the lodge to finalize its bond." "That sounds terrible," Jace said. "It's not," Ryla replied. "It's necessary." "For who?" he whispered. "Me or the building?" The floor pulsed beneath him, an unmistakable answer. Jace groaned. "I can't believe I'm being emotionally kidnapped by architecture." Ryla didn't smile. "Jace, the lodge won't let the night pass without claiming stability. If we do nothing, it will assume full control." He felt the bed press gently against his shoulders, steady, warm, guiding. "That's what I'm afraid of." Ryla placed her hand on the bed again, calming its enthusiasm. The glow softened instantly, like the room leaned into her presence. "Then let me help you," she whispered. Jace swallowed. "And what does that involve?" Nira rolled onto her back dramatically. "A lot of closeness." "Nira," Ryla warned. "What?" "That's the truth." Jace's pulse quickened, and the lights brightened accordingly. "Ryla, you said the lodge reacts to my heartbeat. What happens if it spikes now?" Ryla glanced at the glowing walls. "It will try to soothe you." "With what?" "Pressure. Heat. Hugs from the bed." The room pulsed again, very much in agreement. Nira snorted. "Yup. Exactly that." Ryla moved closer, her calm presence immediately smoothing the room's glow. "This is why you cannot sleep alone. If you do, the lodge will increase its support instinctively. It will wrap around you entirely. You won't be able to move." "That sounds like being swallowed." "It is being held," she corrected softly. "I don't want to be held." The lodge dimmed to a soft blue, hurt. Nira gasped dramatically. "Now look what you did. You hurt its feelings." "I didn't, oh stars, I can't believe I'm apologizing to walls." Ryla touched Jace's wrist gently. "Breathe." He did. Slowly. Carefully. The room's glow steadied. Ryla's voice stayed low. "The lodge wants one thing tonight, a clear guardian beside you. Someone it trusts. Someone who can keep it calm and keep you safe at the same time. Someone like you," Jace said quietly. The walls warmed, brightening around Ryla like a sunrise forming from her silhouette. Nira let out a gleeful squeak. "It's so obvious. The lodge loves her. It barely listens to me." "That is because you provoke it," Ryla replied. "I prefer, inspire." The bed shifted slowly, pushing Jace's legs further onto its surface. He tried to resist, but the curve under him adjusted more insistently. "Ryla, help, it's doing the thing again." She placed both hands on the bed. "Enough." The bed softened, though it didn't flatten completely. It hovered in that halfway shape, the shape of anticipation. "Why is it waiting?" Jace whispered. Ryla met his eyes, and for the first time, there was a flicker of uncertainty in hers. Because it's waiting for me to join you. Jace's breath caught. Join me, as in sit. Or. Ryla didn't look away. As in stay. Through the night. Close to you. Close enough for the lodge to feel that you are not alone. Neera clapped once. Finally. She said it. The lodge pulsed again, warm, eager, relieved. Jace stared at the glowing walls, the shifting bed, and then at the alien woman whose presence calmed everything around him. He whispered, "And if you lie down next to me, what happens then?" Ryla inhaled slowly, her silver eyes reflecting the warm amber light. "Then the lodge will settle." Her voice softened, nearly a whisper. "And you will not be afraid." Jace's heart pounded, too loud, too human. The lights reacted instantly, flaring with excitement before Ryla soothed them with a quiet touch. She moved onto the bed beside him, each motion gentle, deliberate. The lodge responded immediately, glow dimming to a soft golden haze, warmth smoothing into a steady, comforting heat. Neera exhaled in awe. "It's peaceful." Jace felt the bed cradle him again, but this time, slowly, tenderly, without force. The pressure around his ribs lightened. The warmth under his spine softened. Even the air felt different, less hungry, more content. Ryla lay at his side, close enough that their arms brushed. "Close your eyes," she whispered. "The lodge will follow my calm." For the first time since stepping into Viral Station, Jace didn't feel hunted, by curiosity, tradition, or alien rules he didn't understand. He felt safe. The room hummed, a low, satisfied sound, as the lights settled into a gentle glow, like the lodge finally closing its eyes too. Neera stood, stretching. "I'll report that he's stable," she said quietly. "And that the lodge has accepted its guardian." Ryla didn't look away from Jace. "It's done choosing." Jace felt sleep tug at him, slow, warm, inevitable. "Ryla," he whispered. "Yes," she murmured. "Why me?" Her eyes softened. "Because some places recognize a weary soul, and choose to protect it." The lodge pulsed once, warm, final, content. And as Jace drifted into the first peaceful sleep he'd had in months, he didn't notice the faint glow along the walls shaping into a single message, pulsed in the lodge's silent language. "You are not alone anymore."